Okay.
You picking this up?
Oracle, I'm here.
Arkham Asylum just vanished off the network.
Oh, sorry.
He's in control of the security system. He's probably isolated it from the grid.
That's not all he's done. All police feeds are reporting he's placed bombs all over Gotham. Says he'll detonate them if anyone sets foot on Arkham Island. It's being suppressed at the moment, but the story will break any time now.
He's lying. It's just a diversion to keep people.
Okay, nervous.
How do you know?
I know him.
Okay, good. This guy didn't die. Oh, wait, hold on.
Control should be able to shut down the gate.
Harley thinks she has me trapped in this chamber. She never was very bright.
Sorry, I have to do that, honestly. It's a requirement, at least for me. As for this guy, at least he's alive. And I can say more than that for some other characters.
Look for an exit.
Anyway. Yeah, I see it. I know what to do. Anyway, sorry about all that. I went to get some food, and then I left the game on for a while, and then I fell asleep. So, as you could tell from last time, like if you couldn't tell beforehand, I was really tired. So, you know, if you didn't notice last time, that's the case though. So, you know, keep that in mind, I guess. Whew. Hold up. I knew this was here, and I wanted to get it real quick. Thank you. The Riddler will comment on this eventually. He will.
Come in. Anyone picking this up?
Okay, just checking.
This is guard 38. I repeat, guard 38. Control, come in.
Was that Harley Quinn? She's as crazy as Joker.
What's wrong with this thing?
Well, technically she's a psychiatrist who became obsessed with the Joker somehow. Not sure how, but, you know, she just did. Not saying that's a bad thing, but I am glad they kind of decided to have Harley become her own character a little bit, which is a bit odd but interesting. To explain what I mean by that, Harley Quinn herself has actually been getting a couple of other... What's it called? A couple of other... comic book appearances besides herself. Like, she's gone solo by herself in a couple of comic book things. Like, she's had her own little comic series to where she's done her own thing. She's become a hero in certain little, like, you know, story bits and movie video things. So, you know, they decided to take a different route with her nowadays, which I'm kind of glad for to a degree. It's like, I'm not against Harley being a villain. I've grown up with her as a villain. Because, well, if you couldn't tell, I watched the Batman animated series growing up as a kid. And I knew Harley from there. And watching her here, you know, with the same... I think it's the same voice actress, I think. But, you know, just seeing her here with her regular design is kind of nice to see. So, you know what? It's more of a personal preference on my end just to, you know, do that type of thing.
Another friend dead, another mark for Zaz. He should be put down. Permanently.
Yeah, he should, but unfortunately Batman won't allow it. I'm not against Batman's well, somewhat not killing slash
Patching you into the guard radio
type of thing. It depends on who you ask.
More Blackgate prisoners. By the boiler. Who's that behind them? Oh my god, it's Joker. He's free! How'd he break out?
Sorry, feed's down. Comms are up and down like crazy. It's not good. I'll keep trying.
You know, you don't want to scare the guy that's right there, you know? Hey, dude, wait up!
Decontamination room.
Oh,
Toxins
Christ.
detected.
They're trapped in there.
Warning, decontamination. Barrier field.
What is that stuff?
Joker toxin. Listen, the room is full of poison gas. Anyone caught in there is dead.
Are you gonna get in there and help them, Batman?
Considering Harley just showcased that she literally has cameras on us, I think destroying them in this situation isn't a bad idea.
See people. They're still moving.
I know, I can hear them, and I know there's some people to save. I'm Batman. Because it's Joker toxin. It makes them crazy.
Simple escape attempt. Joker's been planning this.
Kind of.
Over here, please.
No, you
You're gonna
think?
be fine. Stay here.
Okay, you can, yeah, you can automatically jump over gaps as Batman. Whoa!
Here. Just hold on a little longer, Steve. I can't. I'm gonna fall.
You guys have no upper body strength.
I'm going after the
Like,
animal
seriously.
who did this.
Batman, the extraction system. Steve was trying to get to the control panel at the end of the room.
And this is how you glide. You simply jump off ledges and jump. Hold the A button. Rescue the convict. How do you rescue him? That never gets old. Just like helping him up, like, ooh, and then all of a sudden, BAM! In the face.
There's the extractor control point. A well-aimed batarang should power it up.
The way the Joker Venom usually works in most incarnations for the Batman is that, or toxin, Joker Venom, whatever you want to call it. Usually what it does is that once it enters a person's system, it makes them uncontrollably laugh and contort their faces to a smile, and then they die through asphyxiation or through laughing too much, something like that. Usually, in some incarnations, the symptoms change depending on which versions you're talking about. Like, you know, the smile sort of still happens for most versions of the Joker Venom. Like, oh, their face gets a big smile and grin on their face, and they laugh uncontrollably. That's a common thing. But sometimes their skin turns white, sometimes their hair turns green, sometimes. Like, or they become paralyzed, depending on which versions. Because, like, there was a couple instances, like, in a few other Batman medias where the Joker Venom doesn't kill anyone, it just paralyzes them, and it's implied that if they don't get fixed soon, they could stay that way for a long time. The version of that Joker Venom that I'm talking about is from the Batman show. It's an animated series like in the late 2000s, I think, which just had Bruce Wayne and Batman in their early years, but not really like completely that. And it had Joker, weirdly enough, with no shoes and being sort of like Jumpy-esque. I'll possibly put an image of the logo of the show or the show's version of Batman, just in case if anyone like doesn't know what I'm talking about. And maybe the image of the Joker just to showcase it, I guess. I don't know. It depends on who you ask. Personally, real quick, on that particular animated series of the Batman, not the animated series, that version I'm talking about,
Attention.
I liked it. Honestly, I did, because, like, I enjoyed it a lot for what it was worth. Like, I enjoyed it just a general sense, like, you know.
Attention. Decontamination room access is now permitted.
Woo! Go Batman! You rock! Joker doesn't stand a chance.
I'm not sure you can actually say that with, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys dead. I'm not sure whether or not you can actually say that confidently. But whatever. I will say, though, that this guy has had a bad day, considering how... Like, look at that. Look at the way this guy died. It's like he's bent very weirdly. Oh, man. Be prepared for more of those type of things. Like, those more weird
Can you hear me?
physical appearance stuff.
Are we going after Joker now? Will you find him?
Oh, don't worry, I will. I'll hit him for everyone, honestly. If people don't know, if they've been on my channel long enough, I have a love-hate relationship with the Joker. It's like, I enjoy him as a villain, but I dislike how sometimes he gets so much attention / so much done despite himself. It's like, if you look at, like, the Joker as a villain in terms of other things in Batman he's done, the guy's done a lot of stuff with the Batman in mind. Like in some other medias that doesn't have, you know, outside of Batman's universe too, as well. For example, just to really like give an example. Go unblockable, grab and throw. Huh. Yes, I want that. Yes, I'm getting the upgrade that's, like, yes, I'm ignoring the armor upgrades for now. I should be getting them, but I'll get them later. And most of the other Batarang upgrades, I will possibly just ignore until later. For now, I'm going to focus on combat and somewhat health upgrades a little bit later on if I can get the chance to. So keep that in mind, I guess. I just wanted to, like, put it out, just in case. I'll make that 9. Make that 9, everyone. Anyway. So, you know, just keep in mind as to what I'm going to be doing. Like, how I'm going to be able to handle this stuff, how these types of things are going to be going out. That type of stuff. So, you know. Oh yeah, well, I might as well. Oh yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, the Joker. You see, outside of like Batman's universe, the Joker has been a pretty big thorn in some other superheroes' sides. Like he's somewhat incapacitated Superman once, and he's even incapacitated Wonder Woman too somehow. And yes, I'm being serious. He just put a puff of like Joker venom into Wonder Woman's face once after somehow getting to Amazon. Or was it Athenia? Or no, Thermisia? I forget Wonder Woman's homeland name specifically. But after getting there, she just basically, all he did was put a puff of smoke in her face and incapacitated her, and that's it. He's also defeated Superman, or at least outsmarted Superman a couple of times. Or somewhat. And he's basically done a couple of other things I really can't, like, think of at the moment that make him, like, okay, it seems a little bit odd how this guy, who's just an insane clown, who might be superhuman to a degree, granted, but still crazy, somehow is being able to just do all of this to all these other superheroes. It's like Batman, it's like I can take Batman being OP for the sake of being OP sometimes. Because, you know, I'm a bit biased in that aspect. But it's like, when his villains start doing this to other villains, I'm like, maybe we could tone down Batman or the Joker a bit. Maybe we can. I will say, I really can't open this grade until I get a specific upgrade. I think it says that, right? Nope, it doesn't really say that, but yeah. You'd think the grappling hook would be used here for that. But you know, technically you can use the grapple hook for something. But it's a different thing entirely. I don't know why, but I like fighting in detective mode sometimes, just because it's like, oh hey, I'm fighting skeletons, like Jason and the Argonauts. But I understand, like, fighting in detective mode doesn't look that great in terms of for the audience at home. So I'll try my best to stay out of detective mode a good amount of the time, unless I need to use it, and then I'll use that excuse for it. So keep that in mind. Yay, more blood. Or, not blood, I meant paint. Why did I say blood? Anyway, more paint. But you know what, I will say, in terms of, like, performances from the Joker, of course, I'm always going to point to certain forms of Joker that have been pretty good, or still pretty crazy, / pretty decent. You know, just portraying the character as crazy and insane, with different facets here and there. Of course, you have to bring up Heath Ledger, because... well, of course you have to. He made the psychotic Joker very, very much, like, scary in that respect. Like a realistic, like, scary sort of thing. But of course, I always like Mark Hamill's Joker because, well, it's the one I grew up with, and it works, you know, being both scary and fun. And finally, there was also a Jack Nicholson performance that I do want to bring up, but that's from a Batman movie that certain people don't like.
I will find you.
Ooh, I'm counting on it. Just not yet.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry I talked over this one, but I want to give off my thoughts before I forget.
He's a big one.
Well, now. Okay, now we're playing Attack on Titan. Even Batman's looking at the screen like, what the fuck? This is what you're supposed to do with these guys. Whoa! This is what you're supposed to do with these types of creatures that are going to be introduced. You're supposed to hit them with the Batarang when they're charging toward you, and then you're supposed to punch them. At least when they're about to do their mid-charge thing. There's a sort of window in which you can actually do it beforehand, before they become like the giants. Now, it'll be explained later as to why these guys are like this. Don't worry, it will. Yes, my Batarang killed someone. But no, this guy is just having a heart attack?
Well, that was unexpected, wasn't it? Oh well, note to self, need stronger test subjects.
Yeah.
Seeing as how I'm feeling generous, I'll give you this one for free. Knock me off, I dare you. End this. Pull the plug. Stop me once and for all.
Damn it, Batman.
Oh, you're getting so predictable, Bats. Well, I'd love to stay and chat, but I have a party to organize. I've got guests flying in from all over Arkham. You'll see.
Okay, patient isolation. That's where that goes. Huh.
Quick, get in here before more of them come.
Oh. Well, at least you thought ahead, at least. Considering I can't get through these things, I'm pretty sure nothing will. COD. Microcardiac infraction caused by interrupted blood supply to the heart. Okay, so he had a heart trouble thing.
It came out of nowhere. I dragged Jerry in here, powered up the gate. Must have passed out.
Joker went through that door. What's on the other side?
We call it extreme isolation.
Yeah.
The way in is via the transport system.
Open it.
Not a problem. I'll just need to call another cell.
Well, that won't work.
Okay. Something's wrong here. The main security loop is locked.
Having a little trouble.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I was just checking on the guy, see whether or not he's alive.
Maybe Two-Face.
There's no escape, Joker.
Silly bat. I don't want to escape. I'm having way too much fun. I even have you here to keep a smile on my face.
Not for long.
Really? We'll see. Ta-ta! Oh, I forgot to say. Just in case you were planning on following me, I've arranged a little insurance. Gordon is on his way to Harley as we speak.
Officer Bowles.
If I see you trying to follow me, he dies. Harley's looking forward to it. Maybe I'll film it and post it on the internet.
That's my job.
The transport system is down. Best I can do is open the door you came in. Sorry.
And don't worry.
To the holding cells. Bowles wasn't too smart. He'll have left a trail.
Yeah. I know I should be checking my map sometimes, but I know my way around this place enough to where I can just go in certain directions and I'll be able to find my way out. Let's see. Real quick. Okay, unconscious. You're calm for some reason, oddly enough. I don't know. I expected him to be, like, completely, like, erratic. Oh, by the way, power up your doors, dude. You definitely need those open. Or definitely need those, like, on. Oh, wait, hold up. Okay. Now you can close your doors. Deceased. And deceased. And poor guys. I don't know what's worse. Dying through weird mutations that this guy went through, which looked very painful. Or being thrown around like rag dolls, literally. Let's see. Actually, I want to check out that bone structure real quick. The arms look, or at least the bones on the arms look about the same. It's just muscle mass is different. Yeah, they look almost the same. So yeah, the bone mass is about the same on this guy. It's just that his muscle mass is what really, like, is really weird. Because, like, you can actually see some bulges here and there, but his ribcage and his skeleton has grown. There's a reason why, again, like I said, there's a reason why he's like this, and they'll explain it later. I'll possibly put more 2 cents to it when we get to it.
Batman,
But for now,
what's
that,
happening?
you know.
Joker's escaped. He sealed himself off. He's got your father.
Dad.
Don't worry, I'm getting him back.
Okay, I know, but
Oracle, I'm getting him back. Joker will not win. I won't let him. I'm starting where he was taken. A guard named Frank Bowles attacked him. If I find Frank, I'll find your father.
Bruce, hurry, please.
Real quick. There you go. I don't know, I'm just gonna do that just in case to showcase it, and maybe just in case if anyone else, like, wants to have that, to see that, I guess. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, so that's how I access, the map, the upgrades, and the character bios. Select.
Oh, me and Frankie go way back. I got him out of a spotted father a few years ago. So when I need security codes or an old man to be clubbed to the ground, I'm just the man to ask.
Yep, those are hostiles. Teabagging. Okay, you can't blame me for that one. That was the camera angle's fault. I will say, unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, the camera angles in tight spaces in this game can be a little bit, like, kind of bad depending on how you look at it. It's not too bad, but, you know, it can be something like, you know, terrible.
Oracle, I'm at the holding cells. I'm setting up a crime scene.
So what's the plan? Isolate something in that room unique to Bowles?
Exactly.
Bowles dropped his flask. Sloppy. Let's see what the forensic scanner picks up.
I will say, real quick, I'm also eating some sunflower seeds, so sorry if you hear chewing and a bag rustling. That's me. But I will say, in terms of, like, actual physical combats, I'll get to that. But first,
I can follow traces of alcohol from Frank's bourbon in the atmosphere.
Oracle, I've got a trail.
That's great. You follow it. I'm grabbing every reference to Arkham I can find. Maybe useful later.
so that's how we'll follow him. We'll use the detective vision and use it while we're moving around. This won't be the last time we do this, granted. But it's one of the first few times. Actually, let me make